That is just incredible, guys.
What's up, guys? Just got done watching a freaking video about the Shelby GT 500 selling for $1.1 million, and you gotta be an idiot to spend that. Anyways, the bidder guy was very annoying. I'm just, why don't you just speak gibberish for the hell of it? But okay, let's get into the brass tacks of why I'm making this video. It's basically a Glass review, fourth take, and no one wants to hear someone talk for almost 18 minutes, especially since I don't have any partners here to bounce ideas off of, so I'm bouncing my ideas off of you guys who are not there. Here is basically a quick rundown of Glass. You have David Dunn and his son work at a security company, their own security company, and he is finding guys to beat up and basically give his own personal justice. He's handing out his own form of justice, so to speak. So that's great. And then you got Mr. Glass, who has been in a psychiatric hospital for God knows how long, since he was arrested, and has yet to be seen until this movie. And they're going literally by 19 years later, so this isn't like, well, it's, they're telling you that this is how long it's been. So David Dunn's character is older looking, so much older looking, because they show Unbreakable footage. And then we have the new Beast character created from the Horde, played by James McAvoy. So what does this movie hope to gain, right? That's what you're thinking. What are we going to get? So we're going to get a fight. We got the good guy, we got the mastermind, and then we got the bad guy. But really, you could kind of sort of consider Mr. Glass a bad guy. Although, spoiler alert, is that he's really not evil. It's sort of like he is in a gray area. And you'll know when I spoil the movie why, which is going to be very soon. But basically, we have Sarah Paulson's character, who is there's not a lot of people in this movie, so cast wise, he's not spending his money. He's basically spending his money probably on Bruce Willis, Sam Jackson, James McAvoy. There's a big chunk of change, and then the rest of the movie's filming and whatnot. So it's just, and there's not a lot of special effects. So for $20 million approximately, plus marketing, which it didn't really need much marketing. Like, once people saw that Bruce Willis was going to be playing the Unbreakable character, it's just like, boom, done. I got to see this film. I loved Unbreakable. So it was like, obviously I liked Unbreakable more than I liked Split, but Split led to this. So I don't think Split needed to even really be honestly in the same category, but it could have been any bad guy. Let's just call the Horde like any villain. It was a special villain, let's just put it that way, because he was severely multiple personalities. And I don't know if he knew how Split was going to lead straight into Glass from the get-go, but let me tell you, it's not what I thought was going to happen. So basically, what we think is going to happen is Mr. Glass is going to escape with the Horde, and they want David to escape as well, and they want to have an epic fight on purpose just to prove that superhumans exist. And that is it. That's like the plot. So you're going into this seeing subtle little hints here and there at certain things. I'm just going to say that I think that M. Night is hinting that Marvel movies give you way too many sequels. So what he does in this movie is basically take a dump on that by, spoiler alert, I'm 4 minutes into the video, guys. So stop watching now if you even care about this movie. If you don't care about this movie, or if you're going to see it no matter what, fine, keep watching. But here's the big spoiler. Spoiler alert, all the main characters die. David, Mr. Glass, and the Horde die. I don't know how you guys feel about it, and it's not really important because what's done is done. Is M. Night shooting himself in the foot? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't really care about M. Night. I cared about David Dunn's character. Now, I could talk for 20 minutes about where this movie could have went. That's not the point. The point is that that's where the movie went, and that's what we have to discuss. I don't mind that the movie ended as grim as it did. But it's like, it's just like one of those things where like I could talk about it honestly until I'm blue in the face about how disappointed I am, but it doesn't matter because maybe the movie had to end this way. He didn't want to just keep making like the same movie over and over and over and over and over. Like, okay, we get it. Like David Dunn's a good guy. He does what he does. He brushes against people, and hopefully, if they're doing something bad, like he will know and he will be able to save them. But Sarah Paulson's character is a fake psychiatrist who tries to convert people who think they have superpowers into non-believers that they have superpowers, and then hopefully you just don't use your powers anymore. But there is sort of I call a little bit of bullshit on it because like, whereas Mr. Glass like could not be fooled, like I don't know, they never really went into detail with him because he's been there so long. So I don't know if how they were trying to say, hey, Mr. Glass, like you're not really superhuman. You're just a smart person. I mean, big deal. Like you're very smart. But when you're trying to convince like the Horde that they're not superhuman, he sort of starts to believe it because David was strong and the Beast was strong. So they're just like, well, if you're so great, like why was David able to handle you? And then at the same time, they're sort of playing off of but they don't know what's being said. So they kept everyone separate, obviously. And then maybe she's telling David, oh, you're not really that special. Like, oh, you bent this or you did this. That's because of this reason or that reason. Or, David might say, well, why are you afraid of, if you're so superhuman, why is water so dangerous to you? Like, it makes no sense. And then he starts to doubt himself a little bit, but I don't really think that's the problem. The biggest problem with the movie is just that you just can't keep these characters going forever. So he just basically takes a big dump and kills everybody. And the basic reason is that just there can't be superhumans in the world. It just doesn't work. You cannot be powerful. So they basically put it in this aspect. If you have a good guy, there's going to be a bad guy. So without a yin, there's no yang. So they either convince you you're not superhuman or they kill you. And that's that. It's that simple. They have no morals about killing a nice David Dunn character. And I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. I really don't know what he's saying. They have literally no morals about it. It's strange. It's almost like he's taking a jab at something, but I'm not quite sure exactly what. I'm sure it's something about society. I don't know. But that's it, guys. I don't know. I think that I understand why he did it. But I don't necessarily agree with it. But I can't knock the movie for making that decision. I just was like hoping well, maybe David would come back to life at some point, and then it would end happy. But damn, he just ends it. That's it. David dies. He's drowned. His son's depressed. We're all fucking depressed. And I guess that's the moral of the damn movie is life sucks. Someone's always there to bring you down. Yeah, maybe it is something about his career. Like maybe it's saying something about his career, is that like you can be good or you can be bad. It doesn't matter. Like bad things can happen to the good person, bad things can happen to the bad people. It doesn't matter. It's just like eventually everyone dies, and there's no way around it. I don't care what you've done for society. I don't care how bad you are of a person. You know, you got school shootings, you got this and that, people killing each other over stupid video games, and then you got good people doing who knows what. And you know, for people, I have less of an example. The news is just mostly negative, but like, you know, there are good people doing things for people, doing selfless work at like a homeless shelter or whatever. But I'm just making up stuff here. I don't know what he's really trying to say. When he did good, people gave him money to make movies. When he did bad, he had to finance his own movies. I really couldn't tell you guys. I didn't want to see the David Dunn character die, but he did. I could care less about Mr. Glass. Like obviously, like he's always on borrowed time. Like his body was so shit. You know, obviously he wasn't gonna last much longer. You just know it. Like he can't even fall to the ground without hurting himself. So you knew he was always on borrowed time. And then the Beast, you come to find out there is another twist. I won't tell you that part because I've done a video already, and you know what? I'll leave some stuff open to interpretation. There is a twist though about the Horde. And it bounces back to Unbreakable, but I'm not going to spoil it. So you guys, you need some sort of twist. So that's my review. I think I give it a good 8 out of 10. If David had lived and gave us some sort of hope, I probably would give it a 10. I was never bored for not 1 second. The style was good. It wasn't as good as Unbreakable, and the score obviously wasn't quite up to snuff as Unbreakable, because that dude's dead, I believe. The guy who scored that, I don't know if it's James Newton Howard or I forget. Don't quote me on that. I'm not looking this stuff up right now. But that's the review, guys. 8 out of 10. Is it a must see? Yeah, I mean, I say it's a must see. It has some really good scenes to it, but once you know the twist, though, unlike The Sixth Sense, how watchable really is it now? I don't know. It's too depressing. I don't think I would want to watch it again. Because it's just so fucking depressing. If there is a director's cut and there's a different ending, I would watch it again, okay? But the way that it is now, it has really no replay value, and I don't think he's thinking about that. Like, Split you can watch again just for the entertainment value, and it ends the way it does. This movie is so definitive towards the ending of sort of like the only way that it's open is that like I'm not even going to spoil this part either, but Mr. Glass's overall reason for doing what he did does get out, okay? I'm going to say that he accomplished his goal, and he did know he had sort of a sixth sense that he wasn't going to make it out of this whole movie. Like, you know, the plot, so to speak, you could just tell. Like, he knew that his time was up, let's just put it that way. But David didn't, and nor did the Beast, the Horde. And the replay value, once you know the twists, it just is like, why would I watch this movie again? But it was one hell of a ride. And that's all I gotta say about it, guys. Peace out. Rip David Dunn. Later.